Well, I made a whole script for a video, and then Nintendo dropped a direct on me, or a direct announcement. So I guess we're doing this now. Anyways, well, this was bound to happen. So, like my Sony predictions video, today I want to go over some Nintendo Direct predictions. Before we start the video, though, you guys should let me know your predictions down in the comments. Anyways, away we go. Hey guys, I'm Tiller. I make weekly YouTube videos and stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/TillerBrick. This Nintendo Direct is said to be mostly featuring games from their winter lineup. That doesn't mean we won't see anything due out past that, but I think for the most part, we'll probably only get one or two trailers that detail games without release dates of early 2022. Now keep in mind that winter, in terms of seasons, means December 21st to March 21st, 23rd, something like that. But I don't really know how they're going to be doing it here. It could be fiscally, or it could just be literally anything from now until the end of the year. However, I think that we'll probably get a decent number of updates on upcoming releases, more than new games. I think they'll touch on Metroid Dread for starters. I don't think we're going to get a full deep dive, as this game has been advertised quite extensively on Nintendo's channel, and I will not be including any trailer footage within this, outside of the first trailer, within this video, because I don't want to spoil anyone. I'm not personally invested in the game, but I understand the desire to not be spoiled on it. The OLED model is coming up, but I really don't see a reason for Nintendo to focus on that, because we know it's coming, and I genuinely don't think it's meant to appeal to current Switch owners. It's meant to appeal to new Switch owners, or people who don't own a Switch yet, more like. So, soon-to-be new Switch owners. Those two things aside, I think we'll get a decent focus on Mario Party Superstars, I believe that's what it's called. This game has gotten little to no focus since E3, and I think we should get to know a bit more about the game before it launches. And it does launch at the end of October, so about a month from now. After that, I think we will also see Advance Wars stuff, since the game is well on its way to release and coming into our hands this winter. I know both this and technically Mario Party Superstars are remakes of some sort, but I think it is highly probable that we could get at least some better information on Advance Wars, so at least one trailer. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes are right around the corner. I don't think we'll get any major news from it. We got a pretty extensive coverage from the Direct last month, and if anything, we might get a little bit more coverage on Legends Arceus or Arceus, but I don't see it happening that extensively. It doesn't feel like there's much else to cover, personally. At most, for the Diamond and Pearl remakes, I would like a hint that there's some existence of Platinum content. Maybe not necessarily the Battle Frontier, but the Distortion World, or something akin to Oras's Delta episode. Or maybe just the Arceus, Shaman, and Darkrai events that we didn't get in the US. Bring those over to this remake so that we actually get them. Big Brain Academy is also making its way to Switch, and I think they might talk about it a little, but I don't think that's a huge focus, as it generally appeals more to a casual audience. The same goes for SMT5 in the sense that it is due out soon, but Atlas has been pretty relentless with these trailers, so I'd say at most we get a small trailer, but the game was mostly covered at E3, and there have been a lot of trailers recently, so I don't think we'll see it that much. So now I want to jump into some more iffy stuff that doesn't have to do with actual games releasing that we know about. So Challenger Pack 11 is here, probably. I'd say it's very unlikely that they'll save it for the Game Awards, as some people have been speculating, but I really couldn't put my finger on who this is going to be. At this point, we have so many characters in this game that it's kind of hard to pull out a name that feels feasible, even. But I guess I'll throw a few names into the ring. Yeesh. I'd say my expectations are really, really low. I don't expect big bombshell characters like Master Chief and Crash Bandicoot that some people may have high expectations for, but I don't see it happening. So I'll toss in Fortnite Jonesy and call that my least wanted but most expected character. Doesn't make any sense, not necessarily. I think it would be kind of funny, but I know a lot of people will be disappointed. So, you know, if we don't want to awaken the salt mine, then we'll see. Keep in mind that Nintendo has never really gone out with a bang on characters. It's like their focus is never about when a character comes up, it's about that character coming up. So, like, Sephiroth could have been the last bombshell character, or Steve from Minecraft could have been the last character in this Fighter's Pass, but there's no reason to save them per se. So, who knows, really? It's really difficult to predict Smash characters. You could count Bayonetta if you want to as a character that went out with a bang, but I feel like that one still had decent logical ties, and your likely characters are probably not going to be the big name ones that you want, because this always happens. I feel like anything from a rated M game is just off the table, just due to how the new ESRB stuff in the US works. It's not really new. It's like 3 years old now, 2 years old. I'd say safe picks are probably all Nintendo characters, and I'm just excited to see how the character will function as opposed to who they are. And the trailer. Those CGI trailers really sell it. And maybe we'll get a little message from Sakurai at the end, which I will take. As for next year, I think it's hard to say. I don't think Breath of the Wild is an early 2022 game, so I doubt we'll see it here. I think it is likely that we will see something either from Kirby, Mario Kart, or Fire Emblem. Xenoblade Chronicles as well, but I'm going to get into that in a moment. So if Mario Kart 9 has been in the works since 8 Deluxe released, then a reveal about 4 years later makes a lot of sense. However, if they did not start working on Mario Kart 9 immediately, which I suspect may be the case, as we did get some small updates to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, such as the Labo update, and Link's Breath of the Wild tunic, I believe, was also another update. I don't think we're going to be seeing it soon, if the case is that it was developed later. Kirby's another one of those series that tend to get a few games in a console's lifespan, and the last game was about 3 years ago. I know updates lasted to about, I believe, 2019. And Kirby's one of those series that I really want to like, but I hope it makes a jump to 3D or does something a little different, because I want to see more variety in Kirby, not just 2D side-scrollers, because we've gotten a lot of those in the past 10 years. As for Fire Emblem, I think it's fair game that maybe we'll see a remake of a title while on its way. The only thing I have going against that is the Three Houses DLC releasing early last year. But for the most part, I think that it's likely that we'll probably see something Fire Emblem soon. In terms of Xenoblade, I've talked about Xenoblade 3 a little bit on my streams, but to talk about it here, I don't think we'll be seeing Xenoblade 3 here. I feel like we get an announcement, and that could be like the big last thing. Unless the Smash character is someone huge, they're going to drop probably one of these announcements at the end, I'd say is the most likely. Xenoblade 3 is pretty big in terms of how people would feel about it. It's not a game that sells super well, but moving about 1 million units is pretty worthwhile, and I believe more people are getting into Xenoblade now, so good place to start. Or maybe not a good place to start. Maybe you should play Definitive Edition and 2 first, if 3 truly is what we've heard the rumors to be. But if it is happening, I get the feeling it ought to be announced here, or they're going to wait until next year to talk about it. My love for Nintendo is all there, but my faith in companies to deliver in these presentations is mostly just gone. It feels like they've gotten their act together recently, after E3, but they could slip up any moment and fail to deliver. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it's just sometimes these presentations happen, and it kind of feels like, was there a point to that, besides advertising me a game that is super far away, or just advertising almost nothing that we didn't expect. And in reality, yes, there is. The point is to advertise you games. But at the same time, I'd like to be a little surprised, you know? That's just my expectations are lows, because that way, whatever comes up, maybe not always be surprised, but hopefully always be surprised. Anyways, that's a wrap on my predictions for this Nintendo Direct. I hope you enjoyed my rambling, and if you did, I hope you'll consider leaving a like on the video, as it really helps me understand what you guys enjoy. If you're interested in seeing me cover more Nintendo-related content, please subscribe to the channel as well. Also, if you didn't, comment your predictions down below, or tell me what you think of mine. I hope you enjoyed the video, have a great day, and I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.